Hello, welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Uh, on this episode, we're going to be we're going to be starting our trip back toward Wichita. Uh, by the time we get to Wichita, I think we should have enough money to buy another truck. So we'll see what we get, where we end up. Um, we could take this. This is someplace we've never been, Elko, Nevada. We could take this load. It's a fragile cargo, urgent delivery, and high value. So that would certainly get us quite a bit of extra money. And yeah, we haven't been to northern Nevada quite yet. So we can go ahead and start our way back to Wichita to buy a new truck and hopefully get another driver. So, with that, let's go ahead and get rolling here. Now, between episodes, I did come back to a truck stop so that I could sleep and refuel. So we're gonna have to travel probably a little ways to get there. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue unless oh, that's nice. Unless we have an incident like what we had a couple episodes ago where we missed our pickup window by a little bit. Now, I since my last recording, and you guys are probably going to see this uh, long before this video goes out. I had to get a new video editing software. So after this video, or before this video goes out, you guys are gonna be aware of this, but a lot of stuff is going to be changing in regards to how these videos are edited, and there's really not a whole lot that I can do about it. Hope I just picked the right one. I think I did. Yeah. But yeah, there's going to be quite a few things different. I'm going to try and learn the software as quick as I can. But yeah, I had to get a new software and learn how to use it on the fly to make my last ATS video with the help if I go in the right damn gear, wouldn't it? To make my last ATS video with the old Pete work. So we'll see roughly what happens from here on out. Um, as far as that goes, I was a little bit irritated. I usually try to use the programs that come with the computer, but seeing as I built this computer from scratch, I had to download Windows onto it via flash drive. Well, that's not too big of a deal. It came with a bunch of different stuff, and the photo edit or the video editing software that I was using was a program called Clipchamp. And over the course of the last several months, it has been updating about 2 to 3 times a week. And with the last update, it took away about that's why you don't turn your engine brake on while you're driving. Bobtail. Anyway, it when this last update happened, it took away about 3/4 of the functionality for ATS, or not ATS, but Clipchamp. So I ended up having to download a new software, and would help if I signal for the right direction. Their free trial only lasted for about 7 days, so I had to get a subscription for that. So that kind of irritated me, but it is what it is, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the changes that have resulted from that purchase by now. And hopefully they're good, because as far as I'm concerned, me and technology don't really mix. So I don't really know how to use the software. It's it's not something that I'm familiar with, so I'm going to probably end up struggling to use it for a little while. But we are going to do what we can as far as that goes, and I am going to see what I can do about making these videos better as a whole, because of the or as a result of the new software. The new software has its plus points, and like I said, I'm just unfamiliar with it, so I don't know how to use it very well. So I'm not really, just hit my mic. I'm not too familiar with it, so I don't really know what all it's capable of yet, but it's making itself work. That's not what I wanted to do. I went to external contracts, not thinking about what I was doing, busy talking. Okay. We could even go to Great Falls. Yeah, it's not something I want to do right now. So let's go to Elko, Nevada, with this little yard dog that we've got. And it says yard truck, but it's here in the States we call them yard dogs. So we'll go ahead and pick that one up. Find out where we go to get our... That's why you don't start in 6, numbnuts. Find out where we go to pick our truck or our trailer up. Should be just right around this corner here. Yep. We'll turn around and come back for it. It's like this. One thing I like about having a cab over is you got so much tighter of a turning radius, and you don't have the front end to worry about when you're turning, because you are literally the front end. Get this thing. Nope, not quite. It's all right. We'll get it in this time. He says as he goes backwards to what he should be doing. There we go. All right. Pull itself out of gear, and we will go into our navigation map, plan out our route. If I can get my mouse to cooperate. Sensitivity is just a little bit high for this game. Do we have... We do. How about that? We'll go right there. We'll scale our load. That's not what we want to do there. We want to go in. It's not going to let us, but we'll set that. It might. We'll set that. Scale our load, and looks like we may be able to get down to this truck stop here for our first stop. If we can get, it's 650 miles. We should be able to get it all in one go. But we're gonna try I canceled that one out. I was just looking at it is 650 miles, so we may try to get a bit further down toward where we need to be. Um, but ultimately, I think there would probably be the best place to stop for the night, there in Boise. And then we can do the rest of the drive in the morning or in the evening, as the case may be. But yeah, that looks like fairly easy run. If we can go ahead and get scaled out, we shouldn't get too much hassle from the weight stations. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Whoops, there we go. Now I'm gonna try and make this. Drive just a little bit better than the last couple of episodes, where I'm hitting everything and that's everything and its brother, basically. I'm gonna try not to do that this time, but we'll see what happens. Forward. Alright, wait for him to get by because we got to go all the way across the track, across the road here. Get into 6th. I went just a little bit too high on that. Or a little bit. I missed a couple of gears. Forgot where I was. So yeah, we're gonna try and make this a little bit better of a video than it has been the last few times. And with any luck, that will be a good thing. I just have to. What it amounts to is I have to slow down in my process of getting everything done. I need to not be in quite such a hurry. Get in there. Dang it. Check. Nobody coming. Light's green. Good. We're gonna skip 5th because we know we can. Yeah, this particular truck I do want to stay in. When I said I wanted to buy a new truck, that's so we can hire another driver. This truck is insanely good. I'm coming over whether you like it or not, dude. Giving you plenty of warning. I probably should have stayed in that lane, but oh well. And in fact, I think I should have. I'm gonna make him mad, but oh well. I didn't see that we needed to stay over in this lane until we got here. There we go. So we'll stay in this lane now, I think. Oh. It's not what we want to do. This is all kinds of weird. Shit. Okay. That was weirder than it needed to be. But we're on our way now. Yeah, when I said I was going to get a new truck, what I meant was getting a just getting another truck to hire a new driver, so that we can maybe make a little bit more, a little bit faster. Um, but we've got to have the funds available in order to buy that new truck, because I really don't want to take out another loan. And I know in this game it really doesn't matter about taking out loans. You can pay them back easily if you keep yourself rolling. But in real life, it doesn't always quite work that way. I am, for as uneducated as I am, I'm actually fairly money smart. And that's not me bragging. That is me saying I've learned a lot of stuff the hard way. Uh, and I do not like loans. I do not like loans. I don't like the interest on them. I don't like the fact that I owe people money. None of it. I never have liked them, and in all honesty, if I can avoid them, I will. It does tend to make things a little bit more difficult, but over time, it is a little bit more beneficial. I mean, loans are fine in the sense that you can have, you know, the funds available to pay back the loan immediately. Yeah, get the loan. Great, wonderful. But if you are trying to get out of debt, don't go for another loan to do it. And I learned that one the hard way. A lot of problems come from getting loans when you don't need them. Oh, we're gonna run it. Oh, no, we're not. Holy cow. We made it. But, yeah, currently I am doing everything I can to get out of debt before it becomes a major issue. Get into gear, damn it. So we're going to go in here. We're going to scale out our load. Now hiring. Hey, anybody want a job working fuel? I think we're going to scale out our load. Where the hell's the scale? There's a goddamn shop there instead of a scale. Tell me we got to go around it. Now, hold on. Are we in the... Yes, we're going the right direction. That's good. Okay, so when I move my camera and it moves really smoothly, that's me having to use my mouse, and it's not exactly easy to get it. Oh, we're not on it entirely, but they're going to read the whole thing. Get in there. Thank you. I think we'll be all right. But, yeah, when I have to move my mouse, it's quite a reach for me to get back or get to my mouse. Bella, I waited long enough for you. Let's hope Numbnuts here can get his ass rolling. Of course not. But yeah, when I'm moving my mouse, it's actually quite a reach. So that's, you know, that's why it takes me a little bit to recenter the camera, because I actually have to look down at my D-pad here on the wheel, find out where it's at, especially if I've got the steering wheel turned at any degree in any direction except straight. Well, let's see if Numbnuts will actually get moving when the light turns green. He didn't want to move while it was green last time. You want to stay over in your own damn lane, fella? screaming up on my right side, and he's half over into my lane right now. Oh well. So as of the posting, or as of the recording of this video, we are actually expecting a pretty severe snowstorm in Kansas. And right now they're saying anywhere between 8 and 15 inches of snow in my area of the state. And that's the most snow we've had here in 3 or 4 years. Like, we just don't get that much snow very often. Supposedly it's supposed to be a dry snow, but yeah, I don't know. 8 to 12 inch, 15 inch, that's a lot of damn snow. Are we going to get to go today? Come on, people. Jesus Christ. How long am I going to fucking sit here? I've watched these guys stop 3 times now. Alright. That's ridiculous. I'm not gonna fucking wait. Oh well. I don't give a damn. They're not going. They're just fucking sitting there. I'm not gonna play that game. That's their problem. I am not gonna play that fucking game with this game. I don't do that in real life. If you're gonna sit through a light 3 or 4 times, to hell with you. Y'all saw it. I'm not gonna put up with it. That was absolutely ridiculous. So much for making this a better video, making it a cleaner run. So much for that. Yeah, that figures. Can't win for losing. He's not going to let us in unless we get in front of him. Yeah, see, everybody that I went around because they weren't moving is now in front of us. And the only reason they're in front of us is because the game decided, oh, well, he's not going to wait anymore. I might as well get everything moving. But it's neither here nor there at this point. Hopefully we can go around him, or go around this guy, but it looks like this tanker's just going to ride right next to us. Naturally, we got to slow down to a third the fucking speed limit, but whatever. This game's already irritated me this afternoon, so it is what it is. get up around the slow, stupid people. Anyway. Yeah, we're expecting some pretty gnarly weather this weekend, so I may end up doing, if not a bunch of recordings, then definitely some writing and design work on my quad, because that's all stuff that I've got to get taken care of. I'm only about 2.5 chapters away from having the manuscript done on my book, and I got a lot of work left to do on the quad before I can assume that it's even going to be close to ready to start printing. And I know I talked about this in a previous episode, but I'm designing a pedal-powered car. It's called a quadricycle, and I'm designing it in Blender so that it can be completely or almost completely 3D printed. At present, I have the differential, the transmission, and the steering wheel assembly printed. Now, the steering wheel assembly is based off of the Model T Ford Planetary that almost all of the old Fords from the 1900s to the 1930s had. And what that is just this little planetary gear set right behind the steering wheel. Mine's a little bit different in the respect that I had to accommodate for electric horn and other necessities to make it more or less road legal. Even if it's not required, it's a good idea to have some of that stuff on some of these types of vehicles. But the transmission's just a regular, it's just a regular 3-speed with reverse. But I've got it designed in such a way as I can have a electric motor drive it, as well as I've got a 9-speed cassette for a regular geared bicycle on it. So I've got 9 forward gears in first, second, and third, and then nine gears in reverse, and then the electric motor, it just drives in 7th gear on the cassette and 1, 2, 3 in reverse in the transmission. It's a little bit convoluted, but ultimately it is it's little more than a proof of concept as to the fact that it can be done. And I'm wanting to get it done this year and hopefully be able to actually test and drive the thing, by this time next year, if I'm lucky. The differential that I've got is essentially it's a standard car differential. It's designed for a bike, though. It's not a freewheel. It's actually a spur gear differential. It's something they used to put in BMWs and Mercedes and Porsche. They all used to have them. It's not a common differential anymore, but it is probably one of the most simple differentials you could ever hope to have. It's an open diff, but with something that's legitimately pedal powered, it's not necessary to have a locking or a limited slip. But I know a lot of you guys won't be interested in that, but like I said in a previous episode, if y'all want to see when I get that quad done, when I get it printed and actually made, I would be glad to do a showcase video for it, because I don't do just gaming. I do a little bit of everything. Gaming is kind of, right now, it's kind of a hobby type deal. Same with my writing, same with the design work. Until it starts making money, it's just a hobby. Hobbies cost money. If you start making money, it's not really a hobby anymore. But yeah, I don't particularly intend to sell the quad. Okay, dude, take your foot off the brake and go. You do not need to have your foot on the brake. People. 45. Jesus Christ. Do you think you can get moving today? Of course not. Goddamn assholes. My original plan for that quad was to be able to do highway speeds, and I still think I can, but it's not quite the Jesus, people, can we do the fucking speed limit? Got everybody and their brother trying to go around me. Nobody's doing the goddamn speed limit. Yeah, the quad was intended to do highway speeds, but that's really not my ultimate goal with it at this point. My ultimate goal is just to have something that I could tool around town in and not have to really waste my gas to get around town. Holy Christ. I'll tell you what, the traffic in this game, and there's no way to set anything for the traffic that I've found. The traffic in this game is absolutely unbelievable, and it just keeps getting worse. Now, I don't know if that's a programmed in difficulty setting or what, but you tell me, we're doing 55 up a hill that we can easily do 65 up. Hell, we're not even doing 40. Get in the... Jesus. And nobody seems to know how to do the damn speed limit. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. And I'm starting to wonder if it's something that's programmed into the game the higher the level you go in. The slower or more ridiculous the traffic gets. So, I mean, I'm only doing 40 around this hill, and I'm passing people like they're standing still. Now, I am not good at what I do, okay? I never claimed to be a good driver. But when you're deliberately putting your brakes on, going up a hill in a semi, something is very mentally wrong with you. Unless you're trying to avoid getting into a wreck, you need all of the momentum you can get. And neither one of these jackasses are doing the speed limit. And what I've found in this game is 9 times out of 10, because people that made it did not make it for, or they were not truck drivers when they made it. The people who made this game were definitely, they had no consultations with truck drivers at all. Because slowing down to 20 mile an hour, deliberately slowing down to 20 mile an hour, going up a hill, just to make it around a corner that you could easily do 45 or 50 mile an hour around, is ridiculous. And I'm not even trying to be dangerous on the road. It's just these people do not know how to do the speed limit. Now I've got my foot off the gas because we're going back downhill, or off the throttle for the most part, and I'm still catching up to these people. So you tell me, what's wrong with the programming here? That they've got to put on their brakes going uphill, and downhill they can barely manage the frickin' speed limit. It really makes you wonder. Well, I'm not even going to try and move back over because these jokers up here ain't doing the speed limit either. If I need to slow down for this curve coming up, I will, but I'm damn sure not going to slow down this far back. I do 60 mile an hour around these people. I'm not having any trouble at all maintaining the speed limit. I think it's a frickin' joke. You know, I say the developers did not do any kind of consultation with actual truck drivers. Stay on the road, numbnuts. If they'd had, they would know that you do not put your brakes on going up a hill unless you're trying to avoid hitting the person in front of you. Because you want all the frickin' momentum that you can get. You don't want to have to lose all of the forward momentum that you've got, because these trucks, yeah, they'll climb it, but if you have to stop on a hill, you may as well just start backing it down and trying again. Because I've been in situations where I've worried that a new truck, you know, granted they were governed, you know, I've been in situations where I've worried that a brand new truck can barely make it up the hill, because I'll sit there and I'll creep up the hill at 20 mile an hour under load, where I was doing 60 to 65 a minute ago. But when you actively put on your brakes to go up a hill, that's just stupid. There's no reason for it. And there's no reason to slow down to 20 mile an hour before you get over into the exit lane. I mean, yeah, start slowing down before you get there, but you don't need to come to damn near of a stop to exit off the freeway. That's just another part of bad programming. Well, we got 4,300 from our driver. That's not bad. I'll stop complaining about the traffic for the most part right now. But yeah, it just seems like the difficulty increase as you go up through the levels. It seems a little bit strangely done. And I'm not going to be able to move over for this guy because I've got a guy sitting right on my tail. Well, at least he got it up to speed. Yeah, me cussing out traffic is pretty par for the course. The longer I play this game, the more the more that bleeds over from real life into this game. And I know that there's really no point to it, but it makes me feel better. Everybody and their brother back there who was putting their brakes on up the hill, and they're now flying by me like I'm the problem. Our engine brake should be kicking on here. Well, no, maybe it won't. We got another idiot putting on his brakes up here. Jesus Christ, people. That is ridiculous. That's another pet peeve of mine. In situations like that, people just stack up, stack up, and stack up. You can see the damn traffic ain't moving. Just move over. If you've got a clear lane, it's obvious you got a clear lane, just move over. Don't try and get in front of people because that's just going to take longer. And then definitely, if after you do move over, don't slow down. I mean, slow down, you know, to avoid causing an issue for the emergency services, but don't crawl along at 10 or 15 mile an hour. I mean, we don't need to pull a George Carlin. Hey, pull the body closer. My wife has never seen one configured in quite such a manner. You know, we don't need that on the highway. Just be courteous to the first responders and to the people behind you. It's real simple. So you guys are not going to see much of a break between episode 20 and episode 21, but I'm going to be taking a breather from this game, not because it's visibly irritating me in terms of the traffic, but because I need to build up a stockpile of railroads, and I need to get BioShock 2 filmed before the mowing season. So once I get done filming episode 20, which I think I'm on 16 right now, 16 or 17, once I get done filming episode 20, I'm going to take a break, and that'll be the end of the season for this series. And I'll start working on those more often. So it shouldn't be too very long here in the future that you guys are going to see episode 20. I can actually speed up now. How about that? So why don't we do that? But but yeah, I'm gonna be taking a break from recording these. Uh, it's still toward the middle of January right now, so if I get 2 more videos done today, 2 more done tomorrow, that may be it. Depends on where I'm at. But uh, but yeah, I'm gonna be taking a breather from this game for a couple of weeks to get some more stuff filmed for Railroads Online, and I'm going to be filming the new Bioshock series, the Bioshock 2. So you guys aren't going to see much of a break for this, but you're going to notice that I'll here in a couple of weeks probably be uh, from the time of this recording, so probably about mid-January or mid-February, you're going to notice that I am putting out Bioshock episodes again. And there's only 2 more games in the series, plus the extra content, which I thought was in the first game, but it's not. We've already looked into that. So, yeah, that's basically the gist of what I'm planning to do. Hopefully in Season 2 of ATS, we won't have as much bitching about the traffic. I'm going to try and switch things up a little bit in terms of what's talked about, what's not, all that good stuff. So we're coming up here to our stop, and I think it's a pretty good place to stop for now. Let's see. Yeah, Thursday, we got plenty of time. Now see, what I'm doing here is the right way to go about that. You don't just stop in traffic. It's just not reasonable to expect people to do that. Now, like I said, this truck does get rolling on a hill, but there's a lot of newer trucks that you can't trust that they will. It's not a guarantee that they will. I mean, you saw what happened with the Pete. I guess I was signaling for the wrong direction. We're going to bypass the fuel island for now. Come over here and put ourselves in a parking spot. What we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves between the black Pete and the white Volvo. I hope, if it'll let us. So let's see. If it will let us. Oh, horse shit. Yep, it'll let us. That's a bunch of bullshit, but whatever. Go ahead and get some rest here. Carry on. Oh, man. Wait for them. Looks like somebody else took out some signs when I was coming through here. Why am I not surprised? I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. And you guys can see that. And what I want you guys to remember is this is just a game. I am nowhere near this bad in real life. Even if you don't want to believe that, I mean, that's up to you. But yeah, I'm anybody could pull up my MVR and see that I am nowhere near as bad in real life as I am in these video games. And a lot of that has to do with the lack of ability to reliably move my camera. To see where I'm at. But, I mean, excuses. It's not... I can pretty well understand, you know, people not wanting to say, you know, people not wanting to take my word for it. I get that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm seeing stuff in this game that I don't see in real life. Like a lot of stuff that I don't see in real life, particularly with traffic. So we got about 200 miles left to go. That's about 4-ish hours at the speed we're going. Okay, I do have to take that exit. I was going to say, I am not going to get off the highway just to get back on it. But I do have to take that exit. And at no time did we hit 20 mile an hour. So there's no excuse for that from the AI. Watch us get hit again. Wow. Get biffed because we can. Gotta go at the city speeds. Okay. Now we wait for the light. Hopefully this guy goes on the green. And doesn't just sit there for the next 10 years. But we will find out. I'm seeing stuff like that in this game more and more often, and that's what irritates me more than anything, really. Is seeing stupid stuff like that. Well, if they're just going to sit there, I'm going to do what I need to do. And get moving. Although we do need a break in traffic in order to go. I think we've been here before, but this still concerns me. Oh, we haven't been here before. Looks familiar, though. I moved over into this curb lane, not realizing that I had to stay over here. Leave that there. Gonna make this light. Now, if you're looking at it, I'm going to direct you guys' attention to the AI mirror on the top right-hand corner. You see where the trailer's at? Okay. Now, I'm a little bit far over what I should be. But what you're seeing right there is the exact reason why I absolutely do not and will not ever agree to the concept of trucks, big trucks like this, staying in their lane in a traffic circle. It is not actually possible. Unless that traffic circle is 6, 8,000 feet around, you're not going to keep that truck in that circle, in its lane. So you want to take up any lanes that you can without completely being stupid about it. So you got a two-lane traffic circle, take up both lanes. You got a 3-lane traffic circle, take up 2 of them. And if a cop ever asks you why, don't point them to me. Just give them the plain and simple fact that these trucks are not capable of maintaining a lane inside of a traffic circle, because a traffic circle is not designed for these trucks. It's designed for the cars. They won't like it, but that's not really something that they can do anything about. I will forever and a day preach that, because I have more than once talked to people about that kind of thing, and heard stories about that kind of thing, and having done it myself, you know, having had to do it myself in trucks, there is just zero reason at all that trucks should be forced to maintain their lane in a traffic circle. It's one of the most dangerous things there is for a truck driver. That and the snow and ice. Now, if anybody in the comments, if I ever get comments on these, that is a professional truck driver, whoa, keep it in your lane, numbnuts. If you guys deal with traffic circles on the regular, comment down below. Tell folks your stories about them. Oh, can we make it? Barely. Shouldn't have done it that fast. We should not have done that. So I'm going to leave the cruise control off for the time being, especially since we're coming up on a slowdown. Well, we're not going to make much time here. Going through this little podunk area. Now watch, about the time we get back up to 65, we'll have to slow down for the next town. such as the compression rate in this game, or the scaling in this game, I should say. Of course, the guy in front of us ain't exactly doing the speed limit either, but who can blame him at this point because of all the twists and turns. Good Lord, I can talk. Seriously? $35 to go around that corner. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not even going to bother trying to get back up to speed because he's already got his brakes on. We can't go around him. At least we're only doing 55. 50, 55. Yeah, 82 miles. That's not too bad. We'll get there. Now, this particular turn, I can see him slowing down for. But herein again, we're going to slow down to 20 mile an hour because somebody's not confident in their own ability to turn a vehicle's wheel. And we're going back uphill, by the way. So there and again, like I said, if you've got to put your brakes on going uphill, something's wrong with you. Now these sharper turns, yes, I can understand that. I can understand that. And technically you're supposed to be about 15 mile an hour under the suggested speed, but this guy is slowing down to ridiculous lengths. Oh, tight. I've been through... I was back in the Appalachians. Appalachians of the Smoky Mountains. It's one of those two divisions of the mountain range that runs through the eastern third of the United States, through Virginia and the Carolinas and all that, and New Hampshire and all that. And this particular instance, I was in, believe, and I'm probably wrong on this, but I do know the name of the township that was there. I believe I was in New Jersey. I could be wrong. I probably am, and I'm willing to be wrong. But I was going down a road just like this. It was nice and tight, like no room for error. We had a cliff on one side and a rock wall on the other, and which would have been the cliff for higher any road higher up. So there was really no room to maneuver. The little shoulders you see here on this road, that's about all the room you had to maneuver. And we were in a canyon. And I was heading down, and boy, it was all I could do to maintain the road. About like this guy. But in my defense, that was when I was just getting started driving. I had just started driving solo in company driver. And I believe that was for US Express. But yeah, we were going down into the canyon. It was a place called Fraser's Bottom. And that was a wild ride because it was a bunch of twists and turns on a road no wider than this. And I got passed by a log truck. He was going uphill, but he was flying uphill. Me, it was all I could do to maintain my speed limit going downhill. I had the Jake brake going. I had my foot on and off the brake the whole way. I think I never broke 40 mile an hour going down that hill. But that was a wild ride because you had a 1,000-foot drop on one side and you had a sheer rock wall on the other. And man, they come screaming around those corners, and it's all you could do to not feel like you're gonna have to dodge them to get around that corner. And when you've got a 1,000-foot drop to your right, you can't really see it when you're looking out your window. It's really kind of unnerving when you're just starting out. If I'm not mistaken, that was the same trip that I took a load out of, and this is why I want to say New Jersey is where that was. I took a load out of the US Express yard in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. That was, I remember that place so well, it's not even funny. And for two different reasons. First off, it's right across the street, literally right across the street from a distribution center for, I think it's BNSF. I could be, it's their truck lines, but I could be wrong. I know it's a, I know for a fact it's right across the street from a distribution center. I just don't exactly remember who for. And they do a lot of business with them. And the other being that there's a night yard about 5 miles up the highway from them. Well, that load that I took out of Shippensburg that night, I was not aware that there was a fog rolling in through the mountains. And I'll tell you what, when you're just starting out and you drive through a fog, you can't even see 100 feet in front of you. And you're going down through the mountains. It's kind of unnerving. All right. So let's see where they want us to put it. Yeah, forgot to confirm that. So do that. Reset our camera. Not exactly a good idea to start out in first gear or in sixth gear. And we turned that a little wide, but that's all right. We'll get through here. Or turned it a little narrow. But we'll get through. They're not going to mind a dented gate. I've seen a lot worse. So, are we backing into a dock, or are we backing into a little hole? Backing into a dock, okay. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to be hauling regular for this for this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Yeah, we're going to have to cut our wheels a little bit harder to the right to get this in. Yeah, so go ahead and recenter my camera. Been trying to decide or what I want to haul in terms of when we go to start buying trailers. Now, the heavy loads and the um, oversized loads, those pay pretty good, but it's the long loads that pay the best. The long distance loads. Now, I did not get this backed up very well, but we didn't have that much room to work with to begin with. So we're just going to make this work. That's basically, we just turned ourselves around. We're going to make it work. There we go. All right. Turn our trailer just a little bit further that way. Yep. Okay. And I'm thinking, as far as cargo, when we go to buy our own trailers, I think we're going to be doing mostly dry van, mainly because that's what I'm used to doing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and detach there. Yeah, maybe but mostly because that's what I'm used to hauling in real life. I've got most experience with it. Okay, so we will go into our freight market. Seattle, Cheyenne. Boy, they don't have a whole lot going the direction that we want to go that pays really well. Well, that'll get us closer. It's not too bad. That will work. Okay, so in our next episode, we will go ahead and do that. Now, if you guys enjoyed what you saw, and I rather doubt you enjoyed me yelling at the traffic, but you know, it is what it is. And I do apologize for that. I will try not to do that as much. Um, but if you guys enjoyed what you saw and you want to leave your thoughts and comments below, I'd greatly appreciate it. I always love hearing constructive criticism. I always love, open conversation about the videos. So go ahead and leave your comments below. If you're a professional truck driver, leave your comments. If you've got your thoughts on something that I've said or done in this video or any of the videos that I've posted in this series, um, leave comments. I love to hear them. I love to hear stories and critiques and um, hints and tips for play for gameplay for those who aren't professionals but do play this game. I'm always open for that. Anything to make this game just a little bit easier on me. I've got a very basic setup, so I've got some pretty severe limitations. One of which being that I can't really look around as much as I would like. I don't have a head tracker, and I don't have really a large enough screen to be able to play this game to its fullest immersion and extent. Um, but I'm always open for critique and comments. So go ahead and comment below. I'd love to hear it. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so via YouTube. If you guys want to subscribe to YouTube, that's fine. I'm all for that. I'd love to see more subscribers get these videos out to more people. But for now, thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you on the next one.